So, I've been hearing some controversy behind the Halibut Harpoon and if it's actually good or not. So, before anyone makes any full-on videos on if it's good, what it does, allow me to see how quickly I can catch it. Okay, I was gonna pop an Aurora if I didn't get it, but I got it. You know what? We'll see how well it does without an Aurora. Since the luck rework does exist, all I'm going to currently use is its preferred bait, as far as I'm aware. Well, I guess I can pop Tempest Totem as well. So as far as I'm aware, I have no extra luck, other than what I guess comes from the all-season potion, just all that stuff. Now, as you may notice, I do already have Starforged Spirit on it. And this is the reason why. So, this thing has a built-in weight boost of, if I'm correct, about almost 2x on base, making this thing already really consistent at getting big fish, and with Starforged Spirit, quite consistent on giant fish, as long as you're perfect catching. Now, that's just the beginning of the absolute treachery of what this thing is actually capable of. As you were noticing, it does have a built-in passive that is made for progress speed. It is insanely good. So, it can summon 15 to 35 spears. Each spear that hits the bar gives 1% progress, and has the chance of critting, which will give it an additional 1% progress. So at minimum, you can get 15% progress. At maximum, you can get 70% progress. Which pretty much means you can very quickly catch most common fish and very quickly hook into it. Its stats are very good, with a very high luck stat. It's got very good resilience, and as the spears come down, I'm guessing it gets even more resilience. Meaning the fish pretty much stay in place for the spears to come down and land on it. It's got full durability, meaning it can fish in any pool. This thing is amazing when it comes to versatility. Not only that, it enhances all kinds of bait that is around it. That is also able to... I'm pretty sure that what just happened there, where it's like one spear, is a bug. That's probably not what's supposed to happen. Be that as it may. This thing has 3 possible mutations. So... let's take a look at all 3, and explain why this thing is so good. Each mutation, respectfully, has a 20% chance of appearing, with the lowest one being Bathiel at 7x. Meaning, its minimum mutation is just as good as a Nerifarix, a 20% chance for Thalassic at 9x, and to top it all off, a 20% chance for Haddle at 11x, which gains an additional 10% as long as you're perfect catching your fish. Now, if you hit Q on it, you're able to turn it into the Harpoon gun. I will not be showing that off yet because I do not have that part of it mutated or anything. Or enchanted. It increases bait effectiveness, practically making any bait you're using alongside it even better. It has a unnatural 20% increased fish weight. At this point, I am now currently reading the wiki. Upon landing 15 harpoons, you get an additional 1.7x fish weight. And every 5 seconds, it gives you the harpoons. Meaning this thing is, it's not just during the first part of the catch, as you've already seen. It's multiple times as you're casting. This thing is practically built for money-making. So, if we can, let's see what a bloop fish would go for on my line. I might have just dropped the perfect catch there. I don't know. Yeah, as you can see, this thing does not care. Okay, cool. It's giant, it's Haddle. Let's take a look at this bloop fish and see how much it goes for. Well, first off, we have a giant Haddle baby bloop fish right here that goes for 250k-ish, which is already pretty good. And 2.21 million. Look at the size of this thing. There has been a controversy going around, I'm going to call it that, of people calling this rod bad, mid, not worth going for. Now, whilst admittedly this thing is extremely difficult to get, in my opinion, if you don't have the proper setup, I am here to give you the absolute answers on what you should and shouldn't do. First off, you may be tempted on some of the parts where it asks for specific mutations to do certain things. I'm here to tell you what you should and shouldn't do. One of the biggest things people were looking at as a bigger problem was obviously Shiny King's Blessing. As much as we learned to hate Poseidon's Rod, despite it being my goat back in the day, I'm going to pull out the answer to most of the problems you will be having, being the Mutated Sharky. After its rework, Mutated Sharky has a 10% universal mutation rate, which means it is adding 10% to whatever your thing is specifically going for, whether it is enchant mutation or built-in rod mutation. It also, if I'm pretty sure, has a built-in chance of increasing the weather mutation, and it also has a built-in chance of increasing the bait mutation. So for those who are looking for bioluminescent, I'm pretty sure all you would need to do is go use Magnet Rod, grab some tackle boxes, get some bio-infused coral, use Mutated Sharky, and go spearfishing. I'm pretty sure that works just as well. Because that's what I did. Again, another thing you shouldn't do for specifically the two shiny ones, being Shiny King's Blessing and Shiny Harmonic, is do not use Rainbow. As tempting as it is, and that extra 5% being helpful, you are adding on unnecessary luck to be catching your pufferfish, making it more possible for you to be catching the manta rays and the Dumbo octopuses there, making your life a little bit harder. And if you're using carrot sticks, if you somehow got some, making it even more of a waste. You're also dealing with the fact of popping Rainbow Cluster. I think Rainbow is also in there now, and Mythical, which is just something you don't want. I would recommend saving the Rainbow Totems for another time. Now, as horrible as Putrid may sound, again, this little guy turns that 2% into a 12%. And even at level 1, if you don't have him and are just going for him, it's 5%, turning that 2% into at least a 7. However, I would recommend leveling him up a bit more to make sure he's getting his at full 10%, as it's extremely helpful. Now, the opinion on it is completely biased. You can choose to believe it or not. I think this thing is probably incontested for most definitely the best rod we have in the game right now. Beyond Olympian Godbreaker, even Mastered Masterline, beyond Noise Form, just beyond all of that when it comes to money-making. It is catching fish too quickly. It is not only giving extremely high mutations, on top of that is also increasing the fish weight. The only thing this thing is missing is shiny sparkling chances. And at that point, you could use Lullaby buff, and you can give it a shiny or sparkling totem, and you can just go ham with it. And as you saw, that bloopfish didn't even last a chance. So taking a look at the base stats, we have 132 lure speed, 288 luck, a 0.1 control, which does have a control limit of 0.15. It cannot go any higher. 56 resilience, infinite KG, and of course, as I said earlier, it has 200 durability, meaning it can fish in lava, it can fish in the brine pool, it can fish in the toxic swamps. Now, as for the skin, if you did not know, as I'm pretty sure you've heard but are unaware, you will need to return one more pufferfish, and as sadly as it is going to be an aether pufferfish. It's going to take you a while. I would very much recommend, whilst you get to the point of, you know, needing this thing and you already have the rod, buy carrot sticks. Use a rod that doesn't have an extremely high chance, but also has a high control bar if you don't want to pay attention to it. Something like Plague Reaver, Polaris Serenade. Even if you want to use something without a mutation chance, like Electric Guitar, Katana Rod, something along those lines, and just consistently fish there. You should get some, as I myself got 2 last night. So this will be going to a buddy of mine in assistance for him helping me with the quest line. And the title above my head, the boat you saw me driving, are also rewards from doing the quest line. And if you just wanted to take a look at the base skin, it is quite nice. I do like the silly behind the pufferfish harpoon, and the fact it has a custom cast sound effect, and the custom harpoons. But I'm making this as a way to say this thing is definitely worth it if you are far enough in the game to get it. You are going to need a lot of rods. This thing is not meant for early game, mid game, or even mid-late game players. This is meant for people along the lines of where I am at, where I am very far into the game, aka done. I have mastered Masterline, I have almost everything in the game. This is more for players like me, and the late gamers who wanted something that was a good compensation for what we had lost. Now, just on the topic of if a rod is good or not, I feel that I should also talk about the 2 ones we got from the box and from the black market. First, we will do Darkheart. Now, as far as I'm aware, I haven't really done a lot. If the only 111 catches isn't saying a lot for it, it's got insanely good disturbance. My problem with it is its control is just not that great, even with Herculean or even Magnitude Might. It's also just a bit slower than what you can be using, with the fact that Plague Reaver got a mastery that also gives it lure speed and disturbance, for those who are curious on what you will need to do for that. You're gonna need a perfect catch a Toxic Guardian, but this is what it gives you. And on top of that, it's just faster and overall better. At the cost of having 1 less disturbance per catch, you were catching more fish with this thing than you could with Darkheart. Now, don't get it wrong, Darkheart has its uses. It's actually pretty good at money-making. And when I say pretty good, I mean it's pretty decent. It has a negative chance of catching Shiny Sparkling, so do not be thinking putting Blessed, Glittered, Glimmering Crown. I mean, Glimmering Crown will still be good for the Darkheart mutation, but not the Shiny Sparkling chance. Anything that busts it, it's just not going to work. If I remember correctly, it has a minus 100. I can go double check that really quick as I'm continuing to talk. Another thing it also has is a pretty good passive. So let me fish with it really quick. Now, if I remember correctly, if you are to be losing the fish for whatever reason, I still don't know how its passive fully works. I don't really use this thing. But if I remember correctly, it has a chance of busting these. It also has this pretty good piercing on it. And the ability of giving Darkheart mutation, which I'm going to attempt to get so you can see what the effect looks like on it. Although, I'm pretty sure most of you have Darkheart, and if you don't, I am sorry. This thing is still pretty good. I just don't see it being as good as the Paddle Rod. The Halibut Harpoon. It has a really good passive. It has a pretty good piercing. It's got a quite high mutation. If I remember correctly, it's an 11.x mutation. Let's take a look. It's got a minus 100% chance for Shiny Sparkling and a 15% chance to give an 11.8x mutation. It has a 50% chance to slash the fish for 7 progress, stunning it for 0.3 seconds. You gain the ability of its special mechanic that allows you to use it. I'm not going to exactly explain what all that does. If you're curious, check the wiki. And the other one we got was the Sword of Light. Now again, I haven't really messed with this thing in full. I do know that it is pretty good, so I'm going to open the wiki myself, just because, again, I don't really use this thing. So if I remember correctly, this thing's also pretty good. Its light mutation is a 7.2x, so it's actually got a pretty good chance, and when obtaining light 3, it is a 100% chance with 20% forced progress speed, so do not get it wrong. This thing is also quite good. It's got pretty decent stats. I mean, the control on it isn't garbage, meaning you could put Herculean on this and turn this into another I don't want to play the game rod. With its pretty high control stat, good piercing, and all that fun stuff. And, of course, I think I'll flex a little bit because I'm feeling in the mood. I can show off all the new skins from the shop as well via the rods. The first one, and the more important one, being the Masterline skin. It is able to change color depending on what halo color you have. It's got a quite interesting effect when fishing with it. I will say this thing is pretty good. I think it should have been worth a little bit less. Not bad. Do not get it wrong that this thing is a very nice skin with the fact if it's actually interactable with the color you want it to be. It's got effects that go around your arm. You got the little eyesight thing. You got the effect on the ground around you. It's a very nice skin. Next, we'll go to the Verdant Oath skin. In fact, the only reason I have Verdant Oath favorited is because of this skin. I deeply like the fact that it's not over the top. It still keeps to Verdant Oath being a sword. The custom UI and catch effect is also pretty nice. Again, it's nothing over the top. About what you would expect for one of the $8 skins-ish. $8 to $10, depending on if you have Roblox Plus or not. And then the last one, and personally my favorite from this update, is the Olympian Godbreaker skin. This thing is beautiful, to say the least. It's got music going for it, which you can't hear right now. Custom catch effect, custom black holes, with custom sound effects as well. Custom meteors, aka the meteors are just white. I love the casting animation with you leaning down like this. It is a very clean $2 skin. For 199 Robux, this is exactly what I'd be looking for. I am pretty sure this is supposed to be, like, referencing a Wii U. It's a bit too bright for me to know for sure. But I will openly say that this thing, the main reason I'll be making this video is because of this. If you do not have this, and you are late game enough to go for it, and want to say, I'm too lazy, it's probably not that great, this is something you need. This is something you will desire. This thing does everything you would expect out of a late game rod. In my personal opinion, as somebody who owns every rod obtainable in the game right now, and most of the recent good rods that have been released, such as Noise Form, Migu Rod, Lullaby, all those ones, and Castbound and all that. This thing triumphs over all of them. The only way this thing could get better is if it had shiny sparkling chance and or if it also had the ability of granting another fish like a ghost passive. I don't think it needs that. I think this thing is amazing as it is. It is a very unique passive with increasing the effectiveness of all bait you use. It is a must-have if you are late game. Now, as for the quest line, I wish you all luck on your endeavors with it. Legitimately enough, it did take me a little bit. By that I mean it took me like a day, because I was forced to wait, so I went to bed while I was waiting. But I do believe that this thing is 100% worth it. So go out there, fishers. Get yourself your pufferfish harpoon.